battle on the right there. Jeremy Mayfield in the 19, Jimmy Johnson in the 48. This is a battle for the 15th position. All these are cars that made pit stop. And now we got Elliott Sadler in the 38 turning to the bottom of the racetrack. He wants to lead here down the backstretch.
That dog will hunt right there.
These guys right now are racing around here, 262 laps in this race in the 29-second bracket. It wasn't that long ago, we didn't even qualify in the 29-second bracket.
And as it gets later, the track gets faster. All of the first 12 have just run their fastest laps of the night. Back when it was a little warmer and a little lighter, Elliott Sadler had this spin.
Look at that. He saved that sucker. Elliott did earlier. Brought it down pit road, worked on it, fixed it, and now he's leading the race. Tell him why, Larry.
There you see it right there. Yeah, the air temperature has cooled down a good bit, but look at the track temperature, how much it's cooled down. Cooler temperatures means these cars will grip better, they're going to handle better, faster speeds.
Steve Burns on the leader.
Mike, Elliott Sadler's crew chief Todd Parrott told me this afternoon that Elliott's participation in the chase for the Nextel Cup in the last 10 races last year made him a more mature driver. It made him a tougher driver. He told him today you could have adversity in this race, but just keep racing the racetrack.
Caution.
Caution out to 3 and 3 and 4.
It's the 16th yellow flag. It comes at lap 265. We believe it's for debris because we've not been given any other indication. And we'll find out in a minute. But Bill Elliott second to Elliott Sadler. Sadler from Virginia, Elliott from Dawsonville, Georgia.
Just think about Elliott. He spun out last night in the Busch race. Coming off turn 4, hit the wall real hard, spins out tonight, but he's much luckier tonight. He kept going.
Lucky dog.
Maybe that's it. He didn't have that dog on the car last night.
We have a few cars that are in the top 8. Even though we've had all these cautions over the last 66 laps, I think a lot of them are getting close to needing fuel right now.
Jeff Gordon goes to the inside to make this pass.
Wow.
Was that?
You know what? That's a big... that's a piece of that Lexan that they use on the around the noses or a side skirt.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's either part of the bottom of the valance, the front of the car, or possibly a rocker skirt that goes down the left or right side of the car.
Yeah, I believe that's what that is.
Dick?
Well, Greg Biffle is concerned because he hit that debris that has caused the yellow flag here. At this point, they're not sure at all what kind of damage it might have caused, but it's on the left front corner of the car. The crew says they can barely see it. The question is whether to bring him in or not to fix it.
Dick, I don't think that was a piece of metal, so although we saw what happened to Jeff Gordon's car earlier when he hit a piece of rubber sealer from the track, crack sealer.
Now here comes some of those cars that has not been on pit road in quite a while, especially Elliott Sadler in the 38, Bill Elliott in the 91, Casey Kane in the 9, and a host of others that were on back in the pack, Steve.
And Larry Mack, Elliott Sadler into his pit box. They were going to take gas only, but interestingly enough, Elliott said to Todd Parrott, hey, if other guys are coming, let's go ahead and get 4 tires. Todd Parrott said 10-4, so fuel and tires for Elliott Sadler.
Yeah, Steve, you got to anticipate a long run here sometime. We got to get this thing back to racing.
And Sadler has trouble getting out of his pit, had difficulty clearing Kevin LePage, who was in the pit just in front of him. Here's Matt.
Now some debate with leader Jeff Gordon, who now takes over the lead. Now Robbie Loomis said, let's just roll the dice and stay out one more time. And Jeff said he felt like the 9 would pit. That's exactly what happened. Casey Kane last pitted lap 222. They made a wedge and track bar adjustment. He just felt like the car was too tight. It wouldn't turn when he needed it to turn. He couldn't get back in the gas from the center to up off the corner.
Thanks, Matt. Old age and treachery. Mark Martin took only 2 tires.
Not surprised, because again, we ran a whole lot more caution laps over the last 60 laps than we have green flag laps. The biggest thing Mark was needing, one of those cars needed some fuel, Matt Yoakum. Larry Mack, the biggest thing this team has fought tonight is track position. Earlier in the race, Mark thought he had a tire going down. They changed 4. That was the cycle where the majority of the leaders took on 2 tires. He was mired deep in the field, all the way back in 30th almost at one point. They have tried to work their way back up through with track position. Mark felt like they needed to do something, needed to gamble, because otherwise they were throwing the race away with a good race car.
Martin won the All-Star race last week and said he'd come back and run it again next year. Otherwise, he says he's done with Nextel Cup racing at the end of this season. Elliott Sadler, after a quick stop, gets back out there. Let's get a closer look at the driver from Emporia, Virginia.
Hi, I'm Elliott Sadler from Emporia, Virginia. I'm driving the number 38 Pedigree M&M Sport Taurus. Yeah, I consider myself to be an athlete. I mean, I played 6 sports in high school. I love it. Got a lot of scholarship offers to play basketball and baseball when I was in high school, and I consider myself to be a great athlete. What's different about me? It's got to be my accent. Being from Southern Virginia, my accent's a whole lot stronger than anybody else on the circuit. I'm definitely a dog lover. I've been raising dogs for about 15 years. I raised Tennessee Walker Hounds, and I got about 26 of them now. They're like my kids. Man, I already saw the Star Wars movie, and I loved it. I'm a little rusty on my Chewbacca impressions, but I never mind making a fool out of myself anyway. Well, I can't believe y'all making me do this.
You know, with a little more facial hair, never mind. Well, Elliott Sadler, Ford, built for the road ahead.
That would have sounded right if it wasn't for his accent. That was messing up Chewbacca.
The green flag will wave with Jeff Gordon in front of Brian Vickers, Scott Riggs, Dale Jarrett, and Martin Truex Jr.
The top 17 cars that time stayed out.
Kyle Busch flying on the inside. He has been quick on the restarts in that black number 5.
Yeah, he kind of run into a roadblock there.
He's underneath Truex in the 1.
Newman sitting right there in front of him, and Ryan's got a good bit of damage to the nose of his car. They've been working on these cautions. Maybe they got it fixed. He's a lap down.
You know who else got caught up in one of these accidents earlier and has come right back is Scott Riggs, that Valvoline number 10, now the 3rd place car.
Boy, oh, Scotty, when they get him in good cars, something he can hang on to, he'll put it up front. Good little driver.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. out of the garage and back in the race. But 25 laps down.
See Kyle Busch there in the 5 car pulling away from Ryan Newman in the 12. Actually, Ryan Newman 1 lap down. Kyle has moved into the 5th position. Martin Truex Jr., the 1 car, the other DEI car, sitting up there in the 6th position, was involved in a wreck early in the race.
Seen the Atlanta winner all night, but there's Carl Edwards in the number 99. He's currently in 16th place. Matt?
Now, Mike, earlier we saw the Dodge boys carbo loading on pizza. We've heard a lot of conversations tonight about nutrition and hydration. One driver was heard to say he would take a regular coffee with 2 sugars. Kyle Busch said he wanted a hot dog. Another said he wanted a wide mouth Gatorade. But you have to think about the ingenuity of Carl Edwards being self-sufficient. He had team member built a small metal box, had it mounted on the roll bar, and he keeps his nutrition in it from the drop of the green flag. Granola bars. He's on number 3 right now.
That's why I had to quit driving, though. I tell you, you can't find anything to keep ice cream cold all night. It just got to where I just had to do something else.
For the lead, here comes Vickers on the inside of Jeff Gordon.